Good morning, Bridge Nation. My name is Richie B. How you all doing? I'm back in the place, back in the building, and we're happy to be here. Lots of rains when I got in last evening, and it seems it has been raining cats and dogs since I left last Friday. Mm-hmm. I know somebody who was telling me that their clothesline actually broke because of the weight of the clothes that were hung on the line. Jeans, pants, and so on just tore down the line. It's been that bad. Good morning, Shelz. How you doing? Morning, Audley.
We're there. Yeah, man, it's been an interesting time, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, for people. I think it's interesting because, we spent most of the weekend, I wonder where the storm there. And then when the storm finally answered, I was like, all right, we're sorry. You know, them type of thing. But yeah, I know a lot of persons been enjoying the weather. But at the same time, you have to think about the balance too. I'm hoping people living in certain areas of the island.
Yeah, I saw the Prime Minister was calling for persons, fishermen and so on, to leave the Keys.
Yeah.
And as usual, there was that reluctance. I also saw where persons were saying, look, I went ahead and I stocked up on all these items. Mm-hmm. The last bit of money that I had in my pocket, and no storm, no come. Mm-hmm. And so there are some people who are quite upset. Yeah, what is your experience like, Audley?
Hey, let me tell you, rain, and more rain. And believe me, flooding.
Yeah, flooding. I saw some of that too.
And leakage. I'm not afraid for telling her that part, brother.
Yeah, man.
Because let me tell you, I realize there's some leakage at my house that me never even believe me.
Yeah, man.
Rise believe me when I tell you, that house has never leaked before.
Yeah.
But it started to because of the rain.
No, man.
There are some issues for.
No, man, say rise up every pot and you're not even a cook.
There are some issues too with the Water Commission lines that have also broken. I guess they came under some stress with the amount of water that was coming through those pipes. NWC, you've got some work to do. And I don't want to start calling errors, but I know of a few. It's time for WTF.
What? The fact.
And this is an interesting one, as Shelz intimated earlier. The U.S. almost went to war with Canada over a pig.
Uh-oh.
Yep. You heard right. In 1859, not too long ago when you look at it, the U.S. almost went to war with Canada because of a pig. Just a few years after the Oregon Treaty was signed to end a border dispute between America and Britain, which still ruled over the area that became known as Canada, things got a little heated on San Juan Island, where citizens from both countries were located. As the story goes, Historic UK explains that a pig belonging to the British, so that would be a British pig, maybe as distinct from a Canadian pig.
Man, them a fight over the Arnold.
The Arnold. A pig belonging to the British accidentally wandered onto the land of Lyman Cutlar, an American farmer. When Cutlar noticed the pig eating some of his potatoes, he was incensed and in a fit of rage shot and killed the pig. Despite efforts to resolve the situation between the two men, things spread into the rest of the community and got to the point where the governor of British Columbia sent 3 warships to the area. The two sides continued to increase their military force over the following month until British Navy Admiral Robert L. Baines arrived, and somehow he actually ended what would have been developing into something much greater, stating that he would not involve two great nations in a war over a squabble about a pig. Can you believe that?
Yep.
Talk about averting a ambush. I guess that is exactly what it was. And so, when all was said and done, they did not end up going to war. Many wars have been fought since over as simple a thing as maybe even lesser things than a pig being shot, to be honest with you.
I tell you, man, fight for less than
that. Look at what's happening in Ukraine right now. Hey, by the way, you saw that was WTF, by the way. What the fact? Time for update.
Yeah, man, Bridge Nation. So we all know, say, right now, Little Miss by Skeng on our bodies tune them right now in the streets. Zane, Well, you get even hotter worldwide since Nicki Minaj get an endorsement, and you know, she's on the remix. But here we go on, the video drop on the 25th, see? And everything looks fine. Everything looked like, you know, we're all excited. But Nicki vex. Now, Nicki is slamming YouTube after the platform placed an age restriction on the video for her, you know, the video for Little Miss Remix with dancehall star Skeng. Now, probably less than 24 hours, as a matter of fact, after its release on the 25th of September, Little Miss was slapped with an age-restricted notice from YouTube, informing Minaj that the video, which may not be suitable for viewers under the age of 18, would be limited to only those who are 18 and logged in on the platform. So Nicki took to Instagram to share the notice and to air out her frustrations over the whole unfair practices. You know, you go. So she went on to say, they restricted my video, but they have things a million times worse on their bogus platform. This is what they do to keep you from winning while you're doing ads for other people and posting fake stats, Nicki wrote in her caption. She rolled out a popular Jamaican expletive before identifying one individual named Lior, which could be a reference to Lior Cohen, co-founder of 300 Entertainment and also YouTube's global head of music. The rapper seems to be speculating that her video was being intentionally targeted by her ops, who are allegedly conspiring with YouTube. That's interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
Yeah, and I saw the video.
It's adding more light to the and bringing more attention to the video, which I think in the music circles is going to augur well for its popularity.
I don't know what happens when a video gets restricted. I think it probably affects, I don't know, but YouTube will probably say they're doing what's best. But I saw the video. It's not, I mean, Skeng's version kind of more drastic than Nicki's version, so I don't see the age I don't know, maybe Skeng only got your age restricted. I don't know. I doubt it, don't it? So yeah, I can understand why Nicki, it's just a bunch of people enjoying dancehall. I don't know. People
are going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
And once they're talking about it, it increases its popularity. And at the end of the day, I think both will benefit from that chatter around it. But Nicki's obviously not happy. I'd have liked to have heard what it sounded like when she used that Jamaican
expletive.
Yeah. They removed the restriction.
Oh,
okay.
But
right.
You see that?
Right, just like that.
Just like
one
that.
Jamaican expletive did it.
Simple.
I think I know the one that you used. You know.
Should go them
Which one do you think? No, which one do you think? No, don't say it on here, please. Sajay, I think that's the one, Sajay. That's the. You have a mic over there? Please put it on mute.
It's this. No, Sajay, hold on. You took that right out of my brain right now. It's the same one King Charles used with the pen situation.
Yep.
I didn't say anything about Bounty Killer and Sham. You know, and their latest release as a collaboration. That is not factoring at all into this conversation. All right. Harry Styles, by the way, must be commended and congratulated as he has become the longest running U.S. number one, scoring the longest running U.S. number one by a UK act. This is big for him. Harry Styles, with his hit As It Was, has become the longest running number one on the US singles chart by a British artist. The song has scored a 15th week on top of the Billboard Hot 100, breaking the record previously held jointly by Mark Ronson and Sir Elton John. Their hits, Uptown Funk and Candle in the Wind, respectively, each spent 14 weeks in the chart's top spot. Styles is also currently at number one on the U.S. cinema box office chart with his film Don't Worry Darling. So he's definitely having a good run of form right now. And we say congratulations to him. As it is.
Yes, sir.
With the song As It Was.
As it was.
And before I left, I saw some information locally in relation to Bounty and Beanie being absent from Merciless's funeral. It seems like it has bubbled to a boil because I come back and I hear people still talking about it. Bounty Killer basically said what? Why would I go to the funeral of my arch rival?
Yeah, Bounty, yeah.
So people are reacting to it, I guess.
Yeah, people are like, some people are saying, oh, Bounty came up. So Bounty came up and say, oh, me not going to funeral, right? Me a bad man. I don't know where that come from. See, no boy can ramp with me. and Merciless wasn't my friend. He wasn't my colleague. He was just a co-worker. Merciless no show me no love, no respect. Me no owe Merciless and his family not more than condolences.
Oh, okay.
So that's his viewpoint.
At least he said that.
Yeah, that's his viewpoint.
I didn't even know that he used the word condolence or condolences at all. So, but obviously, the clashes that they would have had. Is it a case where Bounty has not forgiven and has not forgiven?
Hey, some people are saying that the killer need to grow up. Some people have said that too, but but I don't know the extremes, of like the clash time between them. You guys can inform me. And that was it that serious for him to say, "Oh, look, it was not even want to show up."
It was a big clash,
Okay.
More than one.
Yeah,
more than one. And
you had the.
I wouldn't say that on it.
You had the big guns, Shelz in that clash. Ninja, Beanie, Bounty.
That is the one that is most memorable at Sting.
Right,
and it is said by basically everybody that Merciless wipe, we have to be careful what we say because
we know, but
rub the salt in the wound. But it is felt that Merciless got the better of all of those names mentioned. And I don't know, I'm wondering if those lyrics are still hurting or is it just that, as he says, condolence to the family, Merciless wasn't my friend, so I don't see why I should go. People don't see it that way. And they're reacting. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to as it was. It's 6:37 a.m. That was
Update.
Let's drop a Jamaican proverb on you right now. Here is today's proverb. We'll have the translation and the meaning right after. Check this out.
If you cuss Jankro, peel head turkey, we bex.
Oh, you read it like you're well familiar with them things, brother.
Not at all.
I mean, we know the struggles you have with proverbs.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
So if you cuss Jankro, peel head turkey, we bex. The translation.
So, if you curse a John Crow, they say John Crow, but I don't want any of my listeners to say, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
So, if you curse a John Crow, the peel-headed turkey, who has similar features, by the way, will be upset. So what does this really mean? Let's tell them.
People resent when you criticize others that are similar to them. So people resent when you criticize others that are similar to them.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Oh. But I not for the that. But yeah, take that up by yourself because if me quote unquote criticize somebody else, Richie.
Yeah.
And the other person because them see that they have similar features or personality traits like that person, then take it up on themselves. Feel like me I cuss them too. That's not like a personal problem still.
Bex with you.
That's not like a personal problem.
All weeks.
A personal problem. I never you me direct the frustration too.
If you cuss John Crow, peel-headed turkey with Bex.
Okay.
Yeah. People resent when you criticize others that are similar to them.
Okay.
All right, that was today's proverb, and now it's time for the pet peeve of the morning. Who's got it? Sajay? Yeah, let's hear it.
Good morning. This is Georgia again from New York City. And another pet peeve that I have is people who call you with their mouth full of food. Yeah. They're eating and they're calling and they're talking to you and their mouth is stuffed. Oh my God, that is another pet peeve that drives me absolutely insane. Do not call me while you're eating. Finish your food. Then you call so you can have a conversation because it is so distracting. You're talking to somebody and all you hear is their mouth chomping down on food. So many people do it. Friends do it, family do it, family members do it, even clients do it. I have clients that call me with their mouth full. Oh my God, I don't know, it just sets me off completely. So that's another pet peeve I have. This is Georgia from New York City.
All right, Georgia.
Georgia, you know Georgia.
No, don't upset Georgia. Audley. Cool him on.
Georgia, you know them. You know Tingo, Georgia. You know Tingo.
Thank you for that pet peeve in a G. So,
yeah.
I'm just call a quick bite.
You know I got herb.
Hold up.
Hey, I wonder how should I feel people are Belgian for that. Yo, that would sit. I think you should hang up the phone.
If Georgia is listening right now, let me tell you, she begs.
She begs right now. Georgia, we don't mean to upset you. Yeah. We're just trying to act out so that the listeners can understand how upsetting it really is, not just to you, but I'm sure to many others too. My question always is, though, what if you actually call an individual, maybe she says her clients, what if you call a client and the client just happens to have been eating?
Yeah, that's a Georgia fault then.
You know what I mean?
Then the client should just say,
I'm eating, I'll call
back. Yeah, just give me a second.
That would be satisfactory for her, yeah. Okay.
But one food that we pass, though.
Which one?
A hot patty.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to pressure nobody.
Well, if Georgia would make an exception to that, she would.
No. Yeah, man. A hot patty. Tough, Georgia. Take a time, man. Georgia, I'm come.
All right. You had a party yesterday, man?
Yeah, man. I wish.
Boy. There are some days I leave here and I just feel for a hot party.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's like that.
Everybody,
you don't
every
want a heavy
Jamaican.
lunch or anything. You don't want a party.
Yep, and then a soup.
And if you don't mind, Chab, I'll work up cocoa bread. I can't go one whole cocoa bread on a party, though, man.
Hey, me don't know what them putting in them things, Patty and cocoa bread coming like a full course meal, man. I get something about that, man. Yo.
Let me tell you.
Me go one patty and half a cocoa bread.
Lie.
Yeah.
Nah, man, Richie.
Really?
That's soft, Richie.
One by one. Now work with me. Too
Really?
much, man. It's
Really?
too much, brother. Yo.
Hey, bread heavy, man.
Hey.
Listen, man. I come like...
You know my thing with that, though.
Not now. Maybe back in the day, but not now.
You know my thing with patty and cocoa bread, though.
Me don't know.
I'm going to give Bridge Nation a recipe right now.
No,
Lafayette, buy the patty,
Right.
buy the cocoa bread, me open the patty and scrape out the below meat in the cocoa bread.
Oh. So you know the crust of the patty for deal with plus the flour and the cocoa bread.
So you never just buy a meatloaf?
So me have a meatloaf, I'm get a patty.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brethren, if it works for you, don't change it.
I know for it, that one. No, sir. Me all right.
Hold on. Then you really go with the crust of the patty. Is that delicacy in itself?
No, Richie, don't misunderstand me. Me deal with the crust.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Well, I could deal with something else right now because if we continue with this, we can go until 7 o'clock. And we have a very special guest at this time. You know, Shelz, I have friends in the People's National Party and I have friends in the Jamaica Labour Party.
All right.
And every time that annual conference comes around, I get calls from both sides for their respective conferences. Hey, Richie! Either they go, you going to conference? Or after the conference, they call, were you at conference? Frankly speaking, I've never made it to one of these conferences. And but it happens on both sides. Now, this morning, I want to talk a little bit about what happened at conference. PNP conference this is, and we're joined by the General Secretary of the People's National Party, a repeat guest, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Good morning, Doc.
Morning.
Hi, good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
How are you doing today, Doc?
I'm fabulous, thanks. Hope you're doing well.
We are doing well here also. From your perspective, would you say it was a successful 84th annual conference of the People's National Party, and if so, why?
Yes, it was a very successful conference. Successful based on what we were able to achieve during the private session, meaning that we're able to pass some resolutions that we've been looking at. One of them being the universal voting right that will give a right for voting to every member of the party for future elections to elect president and vice president. And the resolution to give membership in the party to members of the diaspora. Those were critical things that we have been discussing for the entire year and that have gone through the structures of the party at the NEC, and of course the conference did pass them. So that was successful in the private session. And the public session, we thought was successful as well because it showed that our supporters are still loyal to the party. They're still energized to come out. And I thought that the leader of the party, Mark Golden, gave what we call a tour de force presentation, wide-ranging and one that speaks to who we are and his vision for Jamaica. I think most persons are saying it's the best they've seen him, and more people are becoming familiar with who he is and what he stands for. So I think it was a successful for us.
Let us dwell on the presentation of the president for a little while longer. He's quoted as basically saying that the comrades are powerfully energized. What would you say accounts for that kind of declaration?
Well, the truth of the matter is that as leader of the party, it's the first time we've had a leader that has gone out on the road so early in the tenure. And that has also gone to so many of the divisional and constituency conferences. So essentially the party from the grassroots up has been energized. And I think that is what you were speaking to, the fact that our supporters are more energized than they've been over the last couple of years. And they were out in their numbers and in good spirits.
Are you satisfied with the attendance, and were you able to transmit, whether through certain means overseas and all of that? How did that part work out?
Yeah, that works out well. The police estimated that we had 15,000 persons at the arena.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we were satisfied.
Okay.
I mean, as we get closer to the election, we might put 30,000 out there, but for where we are in the cycle, I'm more than satisfied.
All right. One of the things that party leader also mentioned was that the People's National Party wants to, as he puts it, forge alliances with political parties across the Caribbean region for deeper integration. Can you further explain what exactly is meant by that?
Well, I probably should have mentioned that in my opening remarks when you asked me about what made it a success.
Yes.
The fact that we've always been a regional party and an international party, to be frank. Even before independence, the PNP was standing with South Africa against apartheid. So we have sought to rekindle that fraternal relationship, and we had, I think, about 6 visiting parties from within the region with us, and then we had members as well from the diplomatic and consular corps. And another significant thing that took place was also the party's policy and visioning commission document that was worked on by Professor Bogues. That also came up for discussion, and 9 of the 10 points were agreed on by the annual conference, with one to be further discussed at the NEC. So I thought that was good. And then we came out of conference into an NEC on Sunday, which we thought also went well. There was an internal contest, and we were able to come out of that without any unnecessary divisive remarks coming out of that, and show that the democratic process in the party is alive and well. And we move on to carry out the business of the people.
Nice. Greetings, Dr. Campbell. Shelz here. Yes, now, going along with the what was said about the PNP being an international party, Mr. Golding, along with a delegation of senior members of the party, will continue their tour of the Jamaican diaspora, with the next stop being the United Kingdom from October 6th to the 8th. Of course, the tour comes on the heels of the opposition leader's public commitment to more meaningful engagement with Jamaica's diaspora, including supporting diaspora representation in Jamaica's Senate. So the question is, how will this type of representation in the Senate strengthen Jamaica's economic and social stability?
Well, when we went on the tour to the U.S., what the members of the diaspora are saying essentially is that they don't want to be viewed as just a remittance agency, but that they have more meaningful contribution to make. And we do agree with that, that they do have expertise. They have access to resources that are more than just financial resources. And I believe that if they're given a spot at the table, then they'll be able to make a meaningful contribution. So it is to give them a representative in the Senate, and to also see how we can get members of the diaspora to be a part of the public boards, so that they can also make a contribution at that level.
Dr. Campbell, as it relates to the readiness of the People's National Party for local and or general elections, how would you assess that state that you're in, state of readiness?
Well, we have put in the work in terms of local government election, which is the one that's imminent. The state of readiness is almost at 100% for that. It wouldn't be at the same level for the general. Because we haven't placed some of the candidates in constituencies. But in terms of divisions for the local government election, we have 99% of our candidates in place. We have had training sessions with them. We have had polling of all our divisions. We have had assessment where we go parish by parish, checking with them to make sure that they have the campaign team in place, their campaign manager, road manager, that the campaign machine is up and running. We have given them the data set, the targets that they need to reach and all of those things. So we think that we'll be able to perform well in a local government election if and when it is called.
Okay. Finally, we have about a minute to go. We have seen some polls that were published recently, and I saw where there were calls for opposition spokesperson on security, Senator Peter Bunting, and also on the other side, Minister of National Security Horace Chang to resign. How do you respond to both of those calls?
Well, I think it's an uninformed position for the persons who are calling on the spokesperson to resign. How this system of governance is in the country is that it's first past, the party that wins the majority seats forms the government. Now, there's no representational aspect to the governance process in the country. It is one side takes all, the winner takes it all. And when we pay taxes, we pay to the government, who then has the responsibility to allocate those resources to implement policies and programs. The opposition can only complain. I think there are persons in the society who have the impression that the opposition can actually govern from opposition, but it is not true. And so to call on a spokesperson to resign doesn't make any sense at all, because the spokesperson really and truly can only criticize what is going on. But they could come up with the greatest of ideas. If the government does not accept it, it will not be implemented, because implementation is the responsibility of the government. What I think is alarming is that 93% of the country have said that they don't have any confidence in the Minister of National Security or the Commissioner of Police. And I see that subsequent to that, he has come out to make some asinine remarks that police should just shoot. And we know that you could be confronted by someone and you could be able to subdue them without taking their lives. And so I think that it is the pressure that he's under that has caused him to make those remarks. But I think that the Prime Minister really and truly needs to reassess whether or not there is someone else in his team that is able to take on that portfolio.
All right, Dr. Dayton Campbell, thank you for your honest comments this morning. I wish you a great day. Thank you so much.
All the best, friend, and keep safe.
You too.
Thanks.
And it's now time for Bridge 99 to make contact and have that Canadian connection with Flow 98.7. We are joined by Red and Ritz,
Ritz
in the building. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
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 Red at
Don't mind us. We just had a delivery from Superlicious with its Patty Week.
Oh my
and
goodness.
So
we're
ready to eat, and we need it. I got to tell you, Richie and Shelz, because somebody here threw down the biggest mix ever. It was slow jams like Tevin Campbell. Ooh. It was Sade, No Ordinary Love.
I think I know who that was.
It was Teddy Pendergrass.
Wow.
It was Something for the People. It was Bobby Brown.
Ooh, gosh.
Like, this man went in Escape, like DJ Red's killed it.
Ritz?
Killed it.
Thanks.
You did all of that, Ritz?
You better believe it, Richie B.
Can I tell you? I'm not surprised, my brother.
It was crazy.
We know you have it down like that. Interestingly, we were talking about patties earlier on.
Yes. I know how badly we want some.
What do you know about? What do you know about? What do you all know about cocoa bread with patty? Do you know about that?
I like it, but I'm trying to cut down on the carbs.
That's called not me. I'm all about it.
You like it?
Cocoa bread. Oh, all day.
I like it.
That has to go with it.
But when you get it fresh, you got to get the patty fresh, so it's like oozing onto your cocoa bread.
Yes.
If the cocoa bread ain't fresh and the patty ain't fresh, you could keep it.
The cocoa bread has to be fresh though, because then when it gets like crunchy and stuff, no good.
I mean, at 3 a.m. after the club in the microwave, it's all good.
I will do a patty and I'll have a half of a cocoa bread though, Red and Ritz.
Yes, half.
Yeah, half.
Wow.
Richie, go one by one.
Are you one of them like buy a burger and get a lettuce instead of a bun
Sounds
kind of
like
guy?
it. I don't know what he's talking about.
But Audley has a unique way of having patty and cocoa bread, which I never heard of before. This is strange stuff here.
Afraid.
Buy the cocoa bread, also the patty. I opened the patty, and I took the meat. I basically just take the meat out and put it in the middle of the cocoa bread.
And throw the crust?
No.
And then eat the crust separately.
Have both.
Don't your fingers burn off when you're taking that hot, crazy beef out of it?
Ritz, usually I do it at home where I have a fork or a
Utensils,
spoon.
yeah.
Because you can't even touch that meat.
What is the advantage?
There is none.
of
I can't see any. I cannot see
The
any.
advantage.
What is it?
Let me tell you, the advantage of that.
Yeah.
You see that crust there? You see that crust alone?
Canada.
Right.
Listen, Canada,
Let me
may
tell you.
I just say this?
Wait. What?
There is something called a meatloaf. All right, so Audley doesn't need to go through that stress.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. I'm sure somebody could just sell him the filling.
There's something called a meat, but it's his invention. Yeah, it's his invention.
Yeah,
It's something he's been doing from a child.
Clearly.
Alive?
There you go.
Yeah, man.
It's one of those weird things that, when you see a kid
alone.
just like, Shiloh eats cereal with no milk. I'm just like, okay, let me just allow him. Like, whatever. Do what you gotta do.
I've never heard of that before, so definitely.
Which part?
The Audley way of eating.
Yeah. It's
Try it.
or just buy a meatloaf.
Try it.
We got patties in the right here, Red.
We got
it
him.
for
So
sure.
I want you to get into this mix so I can go dig into some patties.
Wow.
Courtesy
Wow.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
Rub it in, Red.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
What did they send? Callaloo and saltfish, and then jerk chicken.
Yeah.
And then for Shiloh, I got something that wasn't jerk chicken because I didn't want it to be spicy for him.
I'm just trying not to get patty flakes
Oh,
all
cheesy
over
beef
the,
I got for him.
all over the board here.
They should have got the shrimp
I hope
one.
it's not too hot because
Look at these guys
if
to
it-
the
if
camera
it's-
watching.
if it's as hot as they are in Jamaica,
Oh boy.
Red is going to come back on the air after the mix.
There's a technique.
Watch the stain on the shirt.
Oh my goodness! You know what? My mouth is
So,
watering. So
let-
can we get into that mix?
Let's get some music while you eat your patty.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so this past weekend, of course, I went over to New York City.
Right.
And we wrapped up our engagements for the month in a beautiful way.
And I heard I got a little honor there.
Oh, you heard about that?
Yes.
It's all over the place.
Oh, you got-
telling you.
On the Jamaica Gleaner, we saw it.
you-
Congrats.
You saw that?
We did. Congrats, Richie.
Thank you very, very much. I
We
got a-
follow Richie B. Come on.
Oh, yeah. So thank you. Yeah, we got a nice proclamation based on the work that we've been doing in terms of supporting the activities in the Jamaican diaspora. Do you know that the current U.S. ambassador was actually interviewed by me before?
Really?
Before he actually took up his position.
Full circle.
No, I'm not trying to say that it is as a result of my interview that he got the appointment.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not saying that.
I'm sure it didn't hurt.
No, I'm sure it didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we've been doing a lot of. We try to watch what's happening in the diaspora and we try to highlight it, and we've been doing that for a long time. And Assemblyman Brian Cunningham, it did not escape his notice, and so he gave us this congressional proclamation on Sunday night. We really, really appreciate it. It came as a surprise because we were there to honor and to have a good time with our fans in that area and to honor our four selectors, meaning DJ Roy, Dubmaster Chris, Glamour Wayne, and Richie Pooh. Then it turns out that I also picked up an honor. So it was a really, really wonderful weekend. And we thank the Tri-State for coming out in their numbers and supporting us. Thank you guys for your participation as usual.
Thank
Yes,
you.
always a good time.
And question for you: who had a better party, Toronto or New York?
Toronto and New York gave me a really, really good time
Which
in
one
terms
was
of the
better,
support.
Richie? Where did you have a better time?
I tell you, I had a great time in Toronto.
Here we go.
I had a great time in New York, but that little surprise of the proclamation really, really makes me say, hey,
They topped it up.
I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Right?
that coming at all. So all in all, I had a great time in both places. That's what I'm trying to say.
But were the shrimp as big as the one at Central Bar and Grill?
No, I didn't
it's
have any
juicy
shrimp
and it's-
at all
yeah.
in New York.
And
So
did you have 3 birthday cakes?
no, I
Yeah.
didn't have that either.
That's right.
Okay.
It was too far away from the birthday by the time I got to New York.
And did you have all those big brand name artists coming out?
Well, we had a lot of. We had Naisha Chanel. We had Naughty Virtue was in the building.
What?
Yeah.
Naughty in the building.
Disney and Micah was there. Xanadu passed through, and it was a good vibe. Trust me. Yeah.
I'm glad. You know what? You put it out there, your intention for your birthday,
Yeah.
and you delivered, and you deserve it. So,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Congrats to you, and you actually inspire me to just do something. I got to do something new.
That's
I don't
what
mean
did.
radio. I mean some other things.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good luck on your
Well
journey.
done, well
Thank
done.
you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Red.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Ritz. Have a great day. Enjoy your patties.
Big up.
Yeah, my mouth is watering. I've been waiting for you guys to turn off this camera.
Go ahead.
Let's get these.
Take care. 17 now past 8 o'clock. That was the Canadian Connection.
it's time for the Fresh Face Tuesday. Now, here we're going. See the artist here is here to join us to talk about, to reason with us about his EP and his aim to rise in the music industry. Now, his name is Leon Smith, but for the fans out there, they know him as Hardio. He's a refreshing artist coming from the inner city of Kingston, Jamaica. His name was given to him by his friends when he was only 10 years old because of the original sound tone that his voice carries. Now, as a youngster, in the early 90s in Kingston, he used to spend his vibrant, music lifestyle around his neighbor, Spragga. Look at that. So Hardio grew up into music from his childhood days, performing at every school fair and classroom gathering, and always focused on creating great content with nice melodies. So it's a nice vibe to have a reasoning right now with Hardio. Morning, my general. Welcome to Top of the Go, up on the
blessings.
Top of the bridge,
up and go. Give thanks, one love.
Oh, go on, everything good?
Yes, yeah, man.
Now, when I say is a name, the name Hardio.
Right.
Is a name I get from me at 10. Oh, what was the mindset? What was the ideology behind the reasoning at 10 for somebody to get a name Hardio?
Well, actually, it's more up into the teens as a 15.
Okay,
so,
okay.
I used to just sing over people's songs, and from there it's like went to a studio one day, and the engineer said, when him saving the song, it was like, "What's your name?" And the friend said, "It's Hardio." Because I never have a name at the time, so I was using my real name, Leonardo. I was using Leon and I had the Hardio on it, and then he said, "It's Hardio." And then when I tell someone to search for Hardio on any platform, them always find, some musical stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to change the spelling of the name to Hardio, Hardio. Long story,
Welcome, Hardio.
Yes, my king. Blessings.
Bless up, bro.
Richie B.
Now,
yes,
do you find people erroneously mispronouncing your name? do people call you Audio. Or even worse, Hardo?
Right. Some people say Artie.
Okay.
Right. So some people they have some problem with the name sometimes, with even the spelling, how to pronounce the name. But when I correct them with the name Hardio, because it's the sound, and I believe that I have a great sound and I can do even better with my voice. So I said that, it's Hardio more than Hardy.
Yeah. And after all, I feel you're taking the music seriously, and you go hard. Simple as that.
Yeah. That explains everything. The
year 2014 was a sad one for you because you lost your younger sister in that year. But then it served as an inspiration for you to use music as a tool, really, to uplift and inspire. Walk us through that process.
Yeah, it was a tough year. I mean, even every time when I think about my sister, it's like tears. You don't feel it until after. You feel the effect. You don't feel the effect now, or even when it happened the same time. It's like a couple years after you start feel it. But during that time, I was still doing the music and still finding contents and things, and keep focused same way, even though the pain was there same way. She died, left a younger child, and that's my nephew. Big up Nehemiah. So we are there supporting him and show him that his mother is still around somewhere. Still in our heart and in our mind. I was still supporting while I'm doing the music and things. So it was a tough one, and the Almighty bring me from there to here, and we're still going on same way, bringing on the legacy that she proud somewhere, anywhere she are.
That's right. We give thanks you found that outlet though, Hardio. I tell you the truth.
Yeah, man.
It's a good look, man. Now, a few years ago, you released an EP in 2019.
Right.
Talk to us about that. Yeah, man, talk about it.
Active. Yeah, it was a home studio thing with me and my cousins and friends, Pressure Them Records, and that's in the same community you mentioned earlier in the East, Franklin Town. And we came together as a younger people, and we tried to, do something different. And we start off, and I start taking the music seriously from 2011 professionally, and then we start get that EP out from 2016, and then I did a Jamaica song on that video. A video on that EP, just to help boost the EP a bit. It was a great one. Dancehall, it's more different now. The music that I'm doing right now, it's more different from what I did back then, because it's more like a dancehall type of vibe. I'm more doing like a roots mixed tribal thing right now. But yes, the dancehall active was a great one. Yeah.
So you're speaking of the evolution of your music, which ties perfectly into my next question. What's on the horizon for Hardio?
Yes, great new works. I recently just dropped a new song named Games of Art with my manager Natalie Skyvice Records, and we're doing a video for that with various artists on it. Anthony Cruz, many more artists will be on it, so we're just promoting that one. But before that, we had a song named Steamers, and we're promoting one of them. So we're doing a lot of clean songs and preparing for an album, maybe dropping this December coming.
Well, good luck on your journey, Hardio. We like to hear that from entertainers, especially in these times. Focus on clean music, because we like to expose the songs without having to do too much editing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So keep it coming in that vein. Where can you be found on social media, by the way?
You can link me up on Hardio, Hardio 876, and that's IG Hardio 8. Hardio ADIO, same spelling, sorry, on Facebook, and with a Smith at the end also on Facebook.
All right. Listen, man, it's great meeting you and talking with you and hearing the positivity that is coming through. Good luck on your journey, and let us get the music. All right, bro?
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Have a great day, Hardio.
One love. Same to you, man.
Yeah, man. I made a stop at MK Sports, who are helping me to organize the plaques for the awardees on the night. For New York. Yes. And I was actually wearing, remember Thursday I wore the branded shirt. So it had the Bridge 99 FM logo on it, right?
Of course.
Went over to MK Sports. Hi to the managers and the staffers, who were very, very helpful and very cordial. I've done business with them for a long time, and every time they just treat me so well. Thank you so very much. Respect. All right. And this brother walked in, and this brother says, "Wow, you know, that is my favorite radio station."
What?
That's what I said. I said, "What?" I said, "So you listen to them a lot?" He says, "Yeah, man. I have a mask on and thing, you know." So
John, I'm not even know what go on.
He said, what programs you listen to?" He said, "I just don't listen to the brother named Richie B, man." I think him just come off a while ago, not
a joke.
Because I left straight from here and and went there. I said, so what you like about the station? Once a boy, they might play some nice music, and I just like the station. I'm my favorite radio station right now.
That is it.
So up to that time, I don't identify myself, you know. I'm not talking to the usual Richie B voice, man. Like, you serious? Oh yes, some squealing. I plan for run the thing. I met the man know, say, "Yo, weed up on the station." I was distracted because there was something that I was on one of the plaques that I was attending to. And by the time I turned my back and was answering the question of one of the members of staff and looked around, brother gone.
Oh, no.
So we don't get to make him know, say, "Yo."
That was Richie B.
And deepen the conversation, you know what I mean?
Deepen the voice.
So, bless up. The station is definitely showing a lot of growth, and we're very thankful for that. Audley, thank you for the suggestion about the citation.
Yeah.
Which is to go to that place you mentioned.
Yeah, man.
Get a couple of copies before I go to the frame shop, because I was actually going to leave here and go to the frame shop. Yeah. But that is a suggestion worth $1,000 US.
All right.
That's what it's worth. It is not what you will receive. They are two distinct. So, the same face light up in the shed like I said, wow.
Hello,
the show was not that successful. So,
she has met me get a big power.
See, I'll pat your pocket.
Oh, gosh. So even if I think I'm going to go on, it's not going to go up there, so brother. All right, we got a few thank yous to get done. Dr. Dayton Campbell was our guest. He's the General Secretary of the People's National Party, PNP. He was with us at 7 o'clock. There was no winner again in the Secret Sound game at 7:30, but we headed over to Canada with Red and Ritz on Flow 98.7 for the Canadian Connection, and that was off the chain.
Yes, it was. And at 8:30, we had a nice reasoning with Mr. Aldon Small, who is the CEO of Solar Fanatic. And of course, at 8:45, we had a nice little foreplay segment. Lafayette, big up yourself, you never teeth me. Appreciate it. And of course, at 9 a.m., it was all about the Fresh Face Tuesdays, and we had a nice reasoning with Hardio.
Yep. All in all, a very wonderful program. Thank you for listening here in Jamaica and around the world.
Yeah,
of course, this has been Top of the Bridge Up and Go. I'm in the mood to be thankful to family, friends, fans, and to all those who have assisted me on this journey in broadcasting. Thank you very much. And thanks again to Assemblyman Brian Cunningham, who presented us with a proclamation this past weekend in New York City, a highlight of my career. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also to Almighty God.
That is it.
Yeah. On this note, we say bye. Have a great day, guys.